Aloha! Welcome back to the Anxiety Coaches Podcast. I'm your host and coach, Gina Ryan, and I'm so happy to be with you again today as we consider the many ways to bring your mind and body back to its natural peace and calm. In today's episode, I'm talking about using some of your summer time for renewal. It's kind of a little guide to reducing anxiety and embracing self-care and embodying self-care rather than just talking about it, reading about it, remembering it's something we need to do, but using the summer as a little bit of a trigger to add some seasonal self-care in. With its longer days and warmer weather, summer offers many opportunities for renewal and self-care. The extended daylight encourages us to spend more time outside, which really can boost our mood and energy levels significantly. The sunlight helps our bodies produce vitamin D, and that nutrient is essential not only for bone health and immune function, but an entire laundry list of health benefits. But it also plays a crucial role in regulating our mood. Exposure to natural light can alleviate symptoms of depression and anxiety, making us feel more invigorated and optimistic. Engaging in outdoor activities, whether it's a casual walk in the park or taking the dog out twice a day for a walk, a rigorous hike, a leisurely day at the beach, or finding your favorite trail to walk regularly, provides us with a natural setting for physical exercise, which is known to release endorphins and reduce our stress. The summer season invites us, and we want to pay attention to that. That's what I mean by the summer being a trigger for some new self-care ideas, because this season invites us to engage in activities that we might not typically explore during the colder months. The availability of fresh seasonal fruits and vegetables encourages healthier eating habits that you might continue on into the winter, contributing to overall well-being. Farmers markets are abundant, offering locally grown produce that can inspire a diet rich in nutrients. On top of that, summer often means a break from the usual routine. Kids are out of school, maybe you get to take vacation, and whether it's vacations or weekend trips or simply a more relaxed work schedule, which some people also get to enjoy, this break from the daily grind allows us the mental space to reflect, set new personal goals, and undertake self-improvement projects. Like I said, let summer be the trigger for you to get serious about some self-care. Whether it's picking up a new hobby or beginning a new fitness regime or simply reading a book that you've been putting off, summer gives us the time and the latitude to focus on personal growth. The season also creates a more social environment, providing opportunities to nurture relationships with family and friends. You can travel to see loved ones maybe easier than in the winter, those people who live at a distance from you, or maybe it's a barbecue or a picnic with neighbors or outdoor gatherings. These are the staples of the summer months, fostering social interactions that can enhance our sense of belonging and community. These moments of connection are really helpful for emotional well-being, offering support and creating memories that can sustain us through some of our more challenging times. Summer festivals, concerts, and local events also pop up at this time of year, and they provide varied entertainment options that encourage us to step out of our regular routines and embrace the joy of new experiences. further enriching our lives. Now, maybe you don't need new and exciting options, but maybe you do. We're all a little different in that. Maybe you like to do things with a small group. Maybe you like one-on-one. Maybe you like to see family. Maybe you prefer your family of choice, which can be your neighbors or whatever. It's all a way of using the summer to look at it and consider all of the different ways we could get out of our usual routine and maybe try something new. Maybe we could try something we hadn't done before. The summer season is a beacon of renewal and self-care, and it really does kind of call to us, inviting us to bask in its myriad benefits. Whether we're doing that in varied physical activity or healthier eating, personal reflection, or more social engagement, the opportunities to recharge our minds and bodies are plentiful. By actively embracing the essence of summer, we set the stage for a more balanced, fulfilled, and energized life, carrying the positivity and lessons learned into the subsequent seasons. So I really am a person who thinks that habits don't change easily, but I also know from my own experience and that of my clients, when you actually get over the hump, so to speak, of a new habit or routine, it really does become easier. So maybe this summer could be a time when you could schedule some renewal time so that it can become part of your regular life. And it's really important when we are struggling with anxiety to put this kind of effort in, because when we're dealing with anxiety, it becomes crucial to schedule it in as a means to reclaim control and foster mental well-being, because sometimes when we're anxious or we're down the wormhole, we don't feel like we have a lot of control. And anxiety thrives on chaos, feeding off of unpredictability and overwhelming thoughts. So by setting aside designated periods for, quote, renewal, whether it's through mindfulness exercises, physical activity, or creative pursuits, we can create a predictable sanctuary amidst the turbulence that is going on around us. And the world just gets a little more turbulent every day, it seems. So take care of yourself. This ritualistic approach not only empowers us to face anxiety head on, but it also establishes a rhythm that signals safety and calm to the brain. That's why it is so important to have a schedule for this renewal, especially if you're down the wormhole or if you are just even slightly anxious. This can be so helpful because this rhythm that signals safety and calm to the brain mitigates the relentless assault of our anxious thoughts. It's so helpful to have that safety and calm message going to the brain. Integrating renewal time into our routine also serves as a proactive strategy for building resilience. Engaging in activities that refresh the mind and body, such as yoga, tai chi, qigong, meditation, or even a leisurely walk, accumulates a reserve of inner peace and fortitude. I love this. Having this inner reserve of peace and fortitude. These moments of calm do not merely exist in isolation. Their benefits ripple outward, fortifying our ability to handle stressors more effectively. And isn't that what we're all looking for? We know that stress isn't going to go away. We know that the chaotic world is going to keep spinning. But we want to be able to handle stressors more effectively, and we can do that. It takes practice, and it takes setting aside some time, and first renewing our inner stores so that we can have those reserves of inner peace and fortitude for when the world starts spinning out of control. Renewal time fosters a positive feedback loop wherein regular intervals of relaxation and self-care lead to improved emotional regulation and consequently a reduction in the overall impact of anxiety on our daily life. Because we know anxiety is just a part of life. It's something that everyone feels, but it is not a place to live. You don't want to live there. It's okay that you go through periods of anxiety or you have an anxious moment. Yes, that will always happen as long as you are human. But we don't want to live there and suffer the impact of that on us on a daily basis. Also, the practice of scheduling actual renewal time can reshape our relationship with time and productivity. People who are struggling with anxiety often feel trapped in a relentless cycle of worry and urgency, fearing that pausing for self-care, taking a minute for yourself, is synonymous with falling behind. However, by deliberately carving out moments for renewal, we learn that prioritizing our mental health and our well-being does not detract from productivity, but it actually enhances it. That I will get into in a whole nother episode, but that's very true. A rejuvenated mind is actually more focused, it's more creative, and it's more efficient, proving that taking time to recharge is not a waste, but it's a strategic investment in our overall well-being and success. And like I said, that's a big subject that we won't do today, but maybe another show. So I finally want to say, making renewal time a non-negotiable part of your daily or weekly schedule can foster a more profound sense of self-compassion and awareness. But you have to make the time. And I know you think you don't have the time, but I just said that a rejuvenated mind is more focused, creative, and efficient, proving that taking time to recharge is not a waste, but it is a strategic investment in your overall well-being and success. So see if you can play with this. Make it fun. Anxiety can distort our self-perception, leading to feelings of inadequacy or relentless self-criticism or guilt. And by committing to regular self-renewal practices, we can gradually shift this narrative. There's nothing wrong with those things. We all self-criticize. We all have feelings of guilt, and we all have times where we feel inadequate. There's nothing wrong with that again, but you don't want to live there. So if you can embrace some more self-care for yourself and understand the notion that caring for yourself is a strength, not a weakness. It's like putting on your armor so that you can be out in the world. This empowered perspective helps to dismantle the stigma around natural human feelings and emotions that are often labeled. We all go through those feelings. And we can promote a more holistic and humane approach to our personal well-being. So today, I'm going to share a little cheat sheet kind of thing to help you reduce your anxiety and find some much-needed renewal in your life. So it could be daily renewal practices, such as taking a moment to pause and breathe. You can go as deep or as lightly as you would like with this, but you can even do it when you sit in your car for one breath. Sit and, like I said, very lightly, just take a deep breath for that one breath and know that you did a little renewal for yourself. You could visualize a calming scene when you're waiting for your computer to reboot or before you get out of bed in the morning or When you've just had a difficult phone call or text, imagine yourself standing under a healing waterfall, feeling the cool water wash away your stress. Now, if you're like me and you take a cold water after your hot shower, you could just do this every time you're in the shower. That could be part of your renewal practice, standing under your shower, but visualizing it as being under a healing waterfall and feeling that cool water wash away your stress. I guess you could do it with the hot water too. Focus on your breath as a daily renewal practice. We talk about breathing here all the time. Other things you could do would be to engage in mindful meditation. You could practice progressive muscle relaxation or use our body scan. You could add in physical activity. Kind of talked about that earlier. But it really makes you feel so much better to get that blood flowing. And you could actually experiment with some things you've maybe not tried before. You could get the rope where you twirl the rope. I think you do the dragon roll, and this rope exercise is just delightful, and it uses both sides of your brain. It's good for your mind, your body, and your spirit. My goodness. And connecting with nature. Again, it's good all the way around. You could cultivate gratitude, and this would be a great thing for you to do in your journal, as we talk about all the time. You could just reflect on positive experiences, but you could also share your gratitude. You could express your appreciation to others. That makes it 10 times better. You could start by creating a more relaxing environment in your home. You could declutter your space. You could add some aromatherapy and essential oils, such as the basic lavender and chamomile, that can help promote relaxation and ease in your home. And you could set the mood in your house by lighting candles if you like those, but always consider having softer lighting in your house. Not bright overhead lights, but low lights from lamps with softer bulbs, and maybe some soothing music that's just playing in the background. You could find yourself doing more creative activities. You could find a new creative outlet. You could practice compassion by being kind to yourself, by acknowledging your feelings, and by practicing positive self-talk. And you can also seek support. You could reach out for help one-on-one, such as with a therapist or a coach or a clergy, whoever you feel most comfortable with, or you could join a support group. Lots of them on Facebook, including ours. We would love to have you. It's a great place to find out what other people are doing and what you guys can share together. So here's a couple before I sign off here today, a couple of reflection questions, because maybe you are just thinking, what is this? There's so much information. But sit first with these ideas. When do you most feel in need of renewal? Think about the situations or the times when you feel drained and overwhelmed. And next ask, how can you take time to renew yourself? Think about practical steps like what we have talked about today that you can take to incorporate renewal practices into your daily routine. And finally, how might you benefit others if you take the time to practice self-renewal and affirmations for yourself? Consider how your renewed energy and positive mindset can positively impact those around you. Remember, some of us are people pleasers, and we have this idea that we have to take care of everyone else first. So if you are tending or leaning that way in this lifetime, you might say, well, maybe if I take care of myself, I can take care of others better. It might get you going. I'm going to get you there one way or another. So remember, taking time for renewal isn't just a luxury. It really is a necessity. And by incorporating some of these ideas and practices into your life, you'll be better equipped to handle the stress and anxiety that arises. and you'll feel more energized and refreshed. You deserve it. And only you can initiate your renewal time and activities. So go ahead, give yourself the gift of renewal. And now for today's quote. Rest and self-care are so important. When you take time to replenish your spirit, it allows you to serve others from the overflow. You cannot serve from an empty vessel. And that's from Eleanor Brown. I'll be back in a few more days with another podcast. Until then, be well and aloha.